Broadcasting live from the Meridics via OBS Studio Broadcast Center at Centennial Sportsplex. This is the 16th season premiere of GNASH Hockey on the Middle Tennessee Sports Network. Yes, it is September 16th, and the 2024-2025 GNASH season begins today. And we are bringing you the first game of the season coming up in just under 20 minutes. It's the reigning Predators Cup champions, Ensworth-Nolensville-Lipscomb, taking on Centennial-FRA. Yes, the Cougars having to hook up with Franklin Road Academy in order to have enough players to ice a team this season. We'll talk more about that coming up in just over 10 minutes' time, but it's hockey time again in Tennessee, even though it's still really hot outside. Montgomery Bell out on the ice warming up, or sorry, not warming up, they're practicing. They opened the season on Wednesday night, and they'll be making history in their season opener. We'll talk more about that in just a few minutes, as we are less than 20 minutes away from puck drop in the first game of the new season. So let's talk about how things have changed slightly, not very big changes during the offseason. Of course, we have a brand new team, the Montgomery County Rangers. They'll practice out of the Ford Clarksville rink, but they only have 2 games that they'll be playing there this season. Again, new co-op, Centennial hooking up with FRA. Hendersonville and Beach hooking up with James Lawson High School. James Lawson, a second-year Metro Nashville high school that was built to replace Hillwood. Pope, what last year was Pope Prep MLK GCA is now just JP2 MLK. Some grandfathered GCA players on that team. Although one of them is not going to play in GNASH this season. I'll mention that in a moment. And, of course, last year we had a Frankenstein's monster of a supplemental team, USNBA Nashville Christian FRA Goodpasture. Well, this year they are Independence BA USN Nashville Christian with some Goodpasture players grandfathered. And it looks like a pretty decent group. I think they'll be an all right team this year. I don't think they'll be the best, but I think it's a pretty good crop of players they got. In addition to all those changes, the usual suspects are back. Brentwood, Father Ryan, Franklin, Ravenwood, Summit Page, MBA, Station Camp Liberty Creek, the Rutherford Rampage, of course, the reigning Hine Cup champs. MBA won the GNASH Cup last year as regular season champions. Ensworth-Nolensville-Lipscomb and the Outlaws. So, except for a few changes, some of which are big, some of which are small, the field is mostly unchanged from last year. Only one team switched head coaches, that's Station Camp Liberty Creek. I'm not sure why Joe Siciliano stepped down. I'll have to ask. But Keith Grooms is now the new head coach, which means he's coaching his son Andrew. So they were the only team to make a change aside from the Indy BA USN Nashville Christian team. Scotty Phillips has taken on an assistant role. Ethan Barrow is going to be the head coach of that team. Josh Tobin is going to be the head coach of the Montgomery County Rangers. He's a brand new head coach to GNASH. This is his first job in the league. But yeah, everybody else stayed the same. We've abandoned the format we've used the last 2 seasons, thank goodness, and we're going back to a simple format. So it's going to be a 15-game regular season. Everybody's going to play the other 15 teams once. And at the end of the regular season, we'll crown a GNASH Cup winner as regular season champions. And then an 8-8 split. Top 8 go into the Preds Cup, bottom 8 go into the Hine Cup. Both tournaments are double elimination. Regular season scheduled to end January 30th with a game between MBA and Summit Page in Antioch. And then the postseason should start the following Monday, which will be February 3rd. Sort of an unusual schedule pattern this year. Obviously, the rinks are getting booked more and more by travel teams. The pattern is 5 games on Monday, 4 games or three or 4 games on Wednesday, and then 1 on Thursday in Antioch. We're only going to have 1 game a week in Bellevue, Monday nights at 8:30. And that 1 game in Antioch also at 8:30. So the vast majority of the games this regular season are going to be played here at Centennial. Again, only 2 are going to be played up in Clarksville, unless Montgomery County get a 1 seed in the playoffs, which I don't think they will. I look at that roster and I don't know. A lot of inexperienced kids. We'll see. So I'm trying to think of more talking points to discuss. So everybody's going to get off the starting line this week. So all 16 teams will have 1 game, at least 1 game under their belt by the time the Thursday night game this week between Station Camp and Mount Juliet is in the books. And then, of course, fall break, there's only going to be 4 games. Actually, the middle of October, we're going to do the usual fall break thing where we only have a few games. We only have 4, and then the following week we only have 6, and then things start picking up. No games the week of Thanksgiving. Last day of play before the holiday break is December 13th. Season resumes Monday, January 13th. There'll only be 2 weeks left in the regular season after that. And they're not going to be back-to-back. We're going to come back, play a week of games, and then there's going to be no games the week of MLK Day, and then the last week of the regular season will be the week after that. I guess they're leaving slots open in case they have makeup. They have any games they need to make up. But, yeah, things are much different. No, I mean, not very different in terms of the teams, but things are much different in the way the season's laid out. The senior game was played 2 weeks ago today, or actually 3 weeks ago today, on August 26th out in Bellevue, so that's 1 game down. That's 1 event down. Of course, last year the senior game had to be postponed. It was supposed to have been played on September 18th out in Bellevue, but the Preds started moving in their stuff for training camp 2 days earlier than they were supposed to. And they had to cut off access to the locker rooms and cut off access to the Draft Picks restaurant and bar upstairs. And they tried to reschedule it for December 11th, but that was during midterm, so they rescheduled it for January 8th, and they finally got the game to be played. But senior game for this season has been played, so 1 less thing to worry about. Last year, 2 days before the season started, they had a jamboree in Clarksville. I don't think they did a jamboree this year. And they very likely won't, since the regular season is now about to start. As NBA practice continues, they're going to have to get off the ice here in a few minutes, because got to get the Zamboni out and get Ensworth and Centennial out here. Just over 10 minutes until, yep, there's the whistle to end the NBA practice. So I mentioned NBA will be a part of history on Wednesday night. They're going to take on Montgomery County, the Montgomery County Rangers in Clarksville. That'll be the first ever GNASH game. In Clarksville. The first official GNASH game, because of course we had the Jamboree there last year, but those aren't official games. It's the first GNASH game. It'll be the first official GNASH game outside of Davidson County. I'm gonna have to look it up on the MTSN Twitter, because I don't know if it was February 3rd or February 10th, 2016. Zamboni out on the ice, but I don't think good luck tonight. It's not. Really? Okay. Well, it was sometime. It was in February of 2016. I don't know if it was. I don't know if it was the February 3rd or February 10th. It was one of those two dates. I'm gonna have to do some more looking tonight. Okay, well, since we're getting close to game time, let's talk about the two teams playing our first game of the season. First up, Ensworth-Nolensville-Lipscomb. Tim McAllister back as head coach. Of course, they won the Predators Cup last season. And they've had quite a bit more turnover than expected. They only had two seniors last season. Ben Sonkin, who was the leading scorer, not just for the team, but for all of GNASH, and Grant Rank, they graduated. But a number of the players from last year, did not come back, including a few key pieces. Justin Nozko transferred to Fairview for football. In the Shattuck St. Mary's hockey, scored a spot in the Shattuck St. Mary's hockey program, very prestigious hockey program, so good for him. Cam Fowler seems to be focusing on football at Lipscomb. And the two kids who would have been their seniors last year, or their seniors this year, Reese Avery and Will Brothers, are not on the team anymore. Will Brothers moved to Colorado. I'm not sure what Reese Avery is doing. But Ensworth-Nolensville-Lipscomb, the only team in GNASH this season with no seniors, because the two kids who would have been quit. Let me just pull up roster item from last year, because they're not the only ones who didn't come back. Brock Scribner, third-string goalie, he didn't come back. Brandon Bello didn't come back. Thatcher Borden didn't come back for this season. So, yeah, they've had a lot more turnover than everybody expected. But the good news is most of the key pieces from last year are back. Both their top two goalies, Bingston Soundara and Ruben Allen, they're back. Trex Hooper's back. Jack Stooner, Lucas Tarquin, Spencer Kern, Hudson Honeybone, Jackson Malleus-Mayer, Henry Esser, Henry Cravens, Will Copeland, Logan Green. So no seniors, but they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 juniors. So they're going to have a big senior class next year. But no seniors this year. So I'm sure the GNASH scheduler, it's not Jim Diamond. He decided not to resume doing the job. But the new GNASH scheduler will be very happy that that's one less senior night he has to worry about putting into the computer. All right, now let's talk about Centennial-FRA. Connor McKenzie back as head coach. And last year, they said goodbye to the Connect twins, Blake and Aiden, Rhett Gordon, and Cooper Davis, and their backup goalie, Cade Henderson, whom they got from the Independence Ravenwood 2 team. He was a senior, so he's gone as well. But also not coming back this year, as I pull up the roster I had last year for them. Braden Marks didn't come back this season. Calvin Zacharias, who would have been one of the seniors, he didn't come back this season. But everybody else has come back. This is the biggest senior class in the whole league. They have 10 seniors. Now, obviously, they didn't get enough kids through tryouts to fill the holes, so they had to reach out to FRA. So Sean Advani, Carson Denning, and Cabell Cunningham are the 3 FRA players who are now playing in the Centennial program. Centennial with 10 seniors, like I said. Advani and Cunningham are the 2 FRA kids who are seniors. Clayton Hodgson, Brendan Mitchell, Awen Douglas, Owen Boyer, John Caesar, Drew Stratton. Oh, wait a minute. I forgot. Yeah, hold on here. That's a big thing to spring on you. Alex Izaminia, Blake Butcher. And, yes, Drew Stratton is back for his farewell year. Of course, he spent last year up in Indianapolis playing for the Indy Elites U16 AAA team. I guess he didn't like the experience, and so he decided to come back for one more year with the team he won a Henry Hine Cup with in 2023. David Busby is back. Of course, he was the number 1 goaltender last year. He now moves into a backup position. He's only a sophomore. There are no, Ensworth have no seniors. This Centennial team has no juniors. They have 10 seniors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sophomores, and 1, 2, 3, 4 freshmen. Just a weird breakdown. All right, let's go over the schedule for tonight. That's one thing I've forgotten to do. So coming up in a few minutes here on Rink B at Centennial, Ensworth-Nolensville-Lipscomb taking on Centennial-FRA. Rink A at 5:40, Summit Page taking on the Rutherford Rampage. Rink B at 7 o'clock. Father Ryan taking on JP2 MLK. 8:30 here on Rink B, Independence BA Nashville or USN Nashville Christian taking on Hendersonville Beach Lawson. And at the same time, out in the Chris Brink in Bellevue, Montgomery County Rangers playing their first ever official GNASH game taking on Brentwood. As the 4-man officiating crew hits the ice, so Zamboni's off, just got to clear away the excess snow. Officials putting the nets in place. Playing a total of 120 games this regular season. We're going to reach the 1 quarter mark in a couple of weeks, I think. Once we play the Ravenwood Outlaws game on October the 9th, that'll be 1/4 of the regular season down. We'll reach the halfway point in early November. And then we'll reach the 3-quarter mark in December. We'll have less, I think once we come back from the holiday break, we'll have less than 20 games still to play. Also a new feature this year, no more score sheets. The score is going to be kept. On the on tablets. It's going to be kept online. And we've got some kids wearing some different numbers for Centennial. And it appears we have a pool goalie for Centennial tonight. Is Stratton not here? Ah, geez. This early season stuff. Jerseys haven't come in. I'm going to go over to the score box and look at these numbers. So no Drew Stratton in net tonight for Centennial. It's going to be David Busby getting the start. Matilda Cox from the Tennessee Outlaws is the backup pool goalie for tonight. Bingston Soundara is going to get the start for Ensworth. Oh, good. It's live, thank goodness. Because these different numbers for Centennial, we got a lot of kids wearing the numbers that aren't on the roster. Thankfully, the ones who came back have their sweater with a name on the back. And this game is underway. I'm standing behind the net. That Centennial will defend for this first period. Ensworth will carry the puck towards me. Centennial will carry it away from me again. Bingston, Soundara, and David Busby, the starting goaltenders for this one. Puck is in the Centennial zone on the near side. Trying to flick it out, but it's held in. Lucas Tarquin, left circle, passes below the goal line. Jack Snyder tried to put it in front. That was broken up. And a one-timer score! One-timer from the left wing boards, and Jackson Malleus-Mayer ends up in the back of the net, and it takes the reigning Preds Cup champs just 31 seconds to score their first goal of the new season. So 13:29 left in the first period, and Ensworth have the first goal on the first shot. Puck in the Centennial zone again. Alex Ezeminia tried to clear, was intercepted and almost carried in offside by Heath Hudie. He let it go because Trex Huber had to clear the zone. Puck now drifting down the far side into the Ensworth end for the first time. And a shot from the left wing, I think, went across the front of the net. Puck now sliding all the way back down into the Centennial zone, picked up on the near side by Blake Butcher. Again, one of the 10 seniors that is on this Centennial team. And here's Trex Huber with a puck. The right half wall chopped off his stick, coming down towards the right wing corner. Aiden Gardner with it now, flicking it ahead to Owen Boyer out at center. Boyer brings it in and it's taken away and whipped around the boards. Puck out at center. That's back in the Centennial zone. Nick Kloss banging it off the far boards for Aiden Gardner, and Gardner shoots it past the Ensworth net, and a shot from the bottom of the right circle went across the front of the net. I think that was John Caesar taking the shot. Now the puck sliding back into the Centennial zone, but it is an icing against Ensworth. 12:17 left in the first, and Ensworth have a 1-0 lead. Trex Hooper giving the assist on the Malleus-Mayer goal that has Ensworth up 1-0. Draw one by Ensworth. It was to the right of Soundara. And the puck in the Centennial zone. Cougars desperately trying to get it out. Held in by the Ice Tigers. Nick Kloss with it on the far side. Banks it off the kick plate to center. And it is dumped into the Ensworth zone deep. Puck brought out to center. Player wearing number 20 brings it into the Centennial zone. Coming out to the far side, held it at the right point, Logan Green. Had it taken away and cleared out. Icing waved off because there's an Ensworth player not too far away from that puck. And now a stretch pass up the far side to Logan Green from Soundarvo, but Green lost the puck as soon as he crossed the Centennial blue line. Cleared to center, but brought right back in by Ensworth. And Lucas Tarquin passes out to the left circle. There's a shot stopped by Busby. Backhanded try from Tarquin, stopped by Busby. And an initial shot was from Jax Dooner. Dooner put it out in front, but Busby able to knock it down in the crease and cover. 10:53 to go in the first, and Ensworth still ahead 1-0 as they are threatening to extend the lead. Draw was to the left of Busby. Won by Ensworth. Puck over on the near side, going to be held into the left point. And knocked down the left wall. Dooner put in front. Oh, and right there was Malleus Mayer, but the puck went through his skates. He was all alone in front. That centering pass went through him. Centennial unable to get the puck out of the zone. They finally do. Brendan Mitchell bringing it through center into the Ensworth end on the right wing side. His shot off a stick. Puck is going to be brought to center by Ensworth. Or brought into the Centennial zone by Ensworth and brought in specifically by Weston Herringer, new player on the team. Shot in the right wall, gloved and held onto by Busby at his left-hand post. Exactly 10 minutes left in the first, and Ensworth still up 1-0 on Centennial. Try and pull up hopefully the live box score for Summit and Rutherford is active at this point. Draw to the left of Busby, won by Ensworth, but Centennial will bring it out. Aiden Gardner getting pushed off the puck as he brought it into the Ensworth zone. And passed out to center. Brought into the Centennial zone on the right wing side by Henry Cravens. Double team to the puck knocked away by Nick Kloss. Kloss with it now. Carries it out to center. Brings it into the Ensworth zone on the right wing side. Got pushed off. Tried to go deep. Puck put in front. Sophia Soar trying to tap it down low. Comes back to her. And her shot is turned away by Soundaris. Yeah, that's the first save Soundaris had to make as Ensworth iced the puck. So that's the first time in the game that Centennial have put a little bit of pressure on the Ensworth net. 9:06 left in the first and still 1-0 Ice Tigers. Draws to Soundar's left, won by Centennial. Shot from Alex Azaminia at the blue line, goes over the net. Puck out on the far side, Ensworth clear. Blake Butcher with it at center. He dumps it back into the Ensworth zone. Puck coming around to the far side boards. Tate Butcher held it in. But Ensworth come up with it and they bring it out to center. Henry Esser tried to pass it across, went off a Centennial stick and almost out of the zone, held in. And a shot from out high by Esser was blocked. Charlie Bonert dumps the puck into the left wing corner. Alex Azaminia with it now. Backhands it over to the near side. Number 20 unable to keep it alive. Here's Esser. Actually, he did keep it alive. Excuse me. I thought it was going to go out. Blake Butcher trying to clear it out. Goes off of Esser. Puck comes to the slot. Shot from Logan Green. Blocked by the stick of Alex Azaminia. And the puck out at center. And it'll be dumped back into the Ensworth zone for a change, but the player who dumped it for Centennial was well behind the red line, so it's an icing. 8 minutes left in the first, still 1-0 Ensworth. Draw's going to be to the right of Busby, won by Centennial. Brendan Mitchell carries it out to center. taken away and brought back into the Centennial zone. Dumped down low by number 2. I'm not sure who that. Oh, it's. I was about to say Sean Advani, but no, he's playing for Centennial. Number 40 for Centennial with the puck, passing it over to Nick Kloss. Ahead to Brendan Mitchell. Mitchell back into the Ensworth zone on the right wing side. And getting off a shot that missed the net. I think it may have been John Caesar. He took a shot and then he fell over as it missed the net. I couldn't catch the sweater number, and we're going to have, it looks like, a first penalty of the season. And it's John Caesar going to the box for interference. So Ensworth get the first power play of the game up 1-0 with 7:19 to go. In the first. Draw to the right of Busby. Comes right to him off the draw. He has to stop and cover. It wasn't a very hard shot. Ensworth with a puck off the draw. Henry Esser passing out to the blue line. Jackson Malleus-Mayer on the right wing. Tried to pass across, broken up, and actually intercepted and brought out to center by Aiden Gardner. Now he's on the left wing side of the Ensworth zone and shoots it past the net. Here come the Ice Tigers again. Brought back into the Centennial zone, and a shot off the right shoulder of Busby into the netting above the glass. That shot coming, I think, from Jax Dooner. .86 seconds left in the power play for Ensworth. 6:45 left in the first, 1-0. Ice Tigers draws to the left of Busby. Won by Centennial, but given away to Ensworth inside the zone. Jack Studer behind the net. Passes over to Weston Herringer. Now here's Henry Cravens on the left wing side. And the puck comes down low, and Azamini able to clear under a minute left in the power play for Ensworth. Ice Tigers bringing the puck back into the Centennial zone on the left wing side. There's a shot that misses to the left of Busby. That shot coming from Lucas Tarquin. Jackson Malleus-Mayer with the puck now, passes it back, drops it back, and here's a shot from in tight, stopped by Busby. That was Henry Cravens closing in on the net. Pass out to the blue line, Trix Hooper's shot, stopped and held on to by Busby. Ensworth's best sequence of the game so far. They're still only up 1-0 with 20 seconds left of the power play and 5:39 to go in the first. Follows to the right of Busby, won by Ensworth, and Jack Stooner's pass to the blue line. Number 20 couldn't hold it in. Puck back in the Ensworth zone. Penalty time expires. Centennial back at even strength. Centennial trying to put the puck out in front, but the Ice Tigers come up with it and bring it out to center. Brought back into the Centennial zone by Trex Hooper, but he got bumped off the puck. I'm sorry, it's Jack Stooner wearing number 7. Trex Hooper's wearing number 4. Shots on goal favoring Ensworth 6-1. Nick Kloss closing into the Ensworth net, and a shot stopped by Soundara, or maybe it was poked off his stick, I don't know. Puck brought back into the Centennial zone, but offside. It's passed ahead to Logan Green, who had already entered the zone before the puck. 4:22 left in the first, still 1-0 Ensworth. Draw is in front of the Centennial bench, won by the Cougars. Awen Douglas brings the puck into the Ensworth zone down the right wing side. Got pushed off. Shot from an odd angle, knocked down by the glove of Soundara. And puck banked off the near glass, and Blake Butcher couldn't hold it in. It's back in the Centennial zone on the near side. Alex Zaminia clears it out. Actually banks it off the far boards, and it comes on goal. Soundara has to stop it. And the Ice Tigers end up icing it again. 3:40 left in the first. 1-0 Ensworth. Summit Page leading Rutherford early in the first there. Draw was to the right of Soundara. Ensworth with it, trying to get it away from the net. And a shot, I think, from Awen Douglas just missed the net to the left of Soundara. Ensworth from center dumped the puck back into the Centennial zone. Blake Butcher on the near side, handing it off to Brendan Mitchell. Mitchell out to center. Brings it into the Ensworth zone on the left wing. Carries the puck down low, trying to pass it up. It's taken away and cleared out by the Ice Tigers. Blake Butcher inside his own zone on the far side. Gives it away at center to Henry Cravens. Cravens brings it back into the Centennial zone on the right wing. A shot off the right shoulder of Busby. David had to be quick on that one. It was a great save. And Blake Butcher's going to end up icing the puck from inside his own zone. 2:33 left in the first. Still 1-0 Ensworth. Jacob Rodriguez with a goal for Summit over on Rink A. Jacob Rodriguez did not play in GNASH last year. I think Tom Spachalski told me that his dad got a job in Canada, so the family moved up there. He played for the Outlaws his first, I think, 3 seasons in the league. He was an 8th grader when he started. He's a senior this year playing for Summit Page. Shot in the blue line, blocked. It's from Weston Harriger, and he has the puck out at center, brings it back into the Centennial zone on the left wing side. Goes the slot, a shot, just missed the net to the right of Busby. Puck out at center again, brought back in on the left wing by Malleus Mayer, pushing it towards the front of the net, but Nick Kloss intercepts and clears it away. Comes off the boards towards the Ensworth net, so Soundara has to play it. Plays it ahead to Trex Hooper. Brought back into the Centennial zone by Ensworth. It's a shot. It's turned away by Busby. I think that may have been from Behringer. Or Weston Herringer, excuse me. Herringer, not Behringer. There was a Jack Behringer who was a goalie for Indy not too long ago, but he's off on the college life now. Shot at the other end by Centennial, missed the net. Here's Trex Hooper bringing the puck. I'm sorry, it's not Trex Hooper. I'm not sure who that is. He's wearing number 9. There is no number 9 on my roster. Puck cleared out by Centennial. We're in the final minute of the first. Puck in the Ensworth zone. Alex Zaminia with it now out at center. Passing it over to Blake Butcher. Butcher dumps it back into the Ensworth zone. Under 30 seconds left in the first. Puck sent around the wall to the far side. Brought back into the Centennials on the left wing. Number 23, a shot stopped by Busby, and the rebound, just trickled away from the stick of Heath Hewdy. Could have been 2-0 Ensworth. Puck brought back into the Ensworth zone, and a shot gloved and held on to by Soundara. That shot coming from, I think it may have been Azaminia. No, it was Aiden Gardner. 4.8 seconds left in the first, 1-0. Ensworth, that was Centennial's best chance so far. Draw is going to be to Soundara's right. Draw one by Ensworth, and that is going to be it for the first. Jackson Malleus-Mayer scoring just 31 seconds into the game, and the Ice Tigers have a 1-0 lead on Centennial at the end of one. Ready to go with the start of the second period. David Busby still in goal for Centennial-FRA. Bingston Soundara still in goal for Ensworth-Nolensville-Lipscomb. For the second period, Centennial will carry the puck towards me. Ensworth will carry it away from me as we're underway. And according to the live box score, Scott Gardner is listed as the head coach for Centennial. So Station Camp weren't the only team to make a coaching change, as Ensworth had a chance down low early on in this second period, but unable to score. Puck brought back into the Ensworth zone by Centennial. Trex Hooper through center into the Centennial zone, gets off a shot that's stopped and covered up by Busby. Shots on goal favoring Ensworth 9-2, although I think they're shorting both teams a few. Draw us to the left of Busby, won by Centennial, and it ends up at the Ensworth bench right off the draw. Draw one by Centennial. Puck dumped into the Ensworth zone. It's in the right wing corner. Aiden Gardner behind the net. Backhands it over to the far side. Number 40 at the right point with it. Tried to pass it down the wall. It was broken up. Still inside the zone. Number 2 for Ensworth. Flipping it up on the far side. It goes into the netting above the glass, though. 12:49 left in the first. 12:49 left in the second. Still 1-0 Ensworth. It's now 2-0 Summit Page over Rutherford over on Rink A. Landon Ellis with the most recent goal for the Spartans. Shots on goal favoring Summit 10-0. So dominant offense there. Draw here was to the left of Soundara, won by Ensworth. Jax Dooner will bring it out. Dooner into the Centennial zone, but offside. The Cougars went. Sorry, the Ice Tigers went as they entered the Cougar zone. Draw is going to be on the dot across from the Ensworth bench. On the far side at center, won by Centennial. Intercepted by Ensworth at center. Puck brought back into the Centennial zone. Shot in the left wing, gloved and held on to by Busby. 12:18 left in the second, still 1-0 Ensworth. Oh, so Trex Hooper has been given credit for the goal. So he must have tipped it in when Jackson Malleus-Mayer shot it from the left half wall. Here comes Centennial. Brendan Mitchell, right wing side of the Ensworth zone. Sends it up the wall to the right point. Blake Butcher, shot, stopped and held on to by Soundara. Just the third shot on goal for Centennial. I think they should have at least 4 or 5. Draw is going to be to Soundara's left. Draw one by Ensworth. Puck out at center. Dumped into the Centennial zone. Busby leaves it behind the net. Cougars with it. Brought to center and turned over to the Ice Tigers. Now Jackson Malleus-Mayer, left wing side of the Centennial zone, a shot. I think Busby may have gotten a piece of it. Yes, they put it up on the board. Oh, and a big hit in the right wing corner. Nick Kloss with a big hit on an Ensworth player. I'm not sure who it is quite yet. It was Lucas Tarquin. Puck back in the Ensworth zone deep. And Aiden Gardner with an extra shot at Henry Cravens. He's going to get a penalty for that. Roughing. So Ensworth getting their second power play of the game, leading 1-0 with 10:56 left in the second. It's now 3-0 Summit. Hunter Haley with a goal. Still no shots on goal for Rutherford. It's 13-0 Summit in that regard. Yeesh. Drawing the dot across from the Centennial bench. Summit, real bitter ending for them last season as Henry Cravens brings the puck into the Centennial zone on the left wing side. Puck knocked off his stick. Gets it back and sends it over to the right wing corner. Jack Stooner passing it up to the right point. Henry Esser across to the left circle. Pass across. Dooner's shot stopped and held on to by Busby. Yes, Summit were the 1 seed in the Predators Cup last season. Back in February, they lost the opening game to Ravenwood, and then just a few days later, they were the first team knocked out. Franklin knocked them out. Earliest ever exit for a Predators Cup 1 seed since GNASH took full control of the tournament during the 2010-2011 season. Earliest exit for a 1 seed in the Preds Cup in that time frame in any format, as a shot from Henry Cravens is stopped and covered up by Busby. I tell you what, David Busby is the only reason Centennial are not being molly-whopped right now. Draw's going to be to the left of Busby. Draw one by Ensworth. Jackson Malleus-Mayer carrying it through center into the Centennial zone on the right wing side, trying to drop it back. Henry Cravens left point. Passes it down. Lucas Tarquin moving across to the right wing side, and his shot misses. Under a minute left in the power play for the Ice Tigers. And the puck cleared out by the Cougars. Coming towards the Ensworth net. I think it would have slid past to the left, but Bingston Soundara stops it just to be safe. Hands it off to Weston Herringer. Passes to his left and Cravens. Cravens left wing side of the Centennial zone. Passes up to Tarquin, who immediately gives it back. 30 seconds left in the power play for Ensworth. Puck on the right wing side. Trex Hooper had it taken away and cleared. Puck back in the Centennial zone. Henry Cravens trying to center it. Cravens passing up to the blue line. Now over to Cravens. Cravens passing it over to the right wing. There's a shot. Stopped by Busby, I think. Puck out in front. And cleared away. Penalty time against Centennial is up. They're back at even strength. Puck softly shot to the Ensworth net. Stopped and covered up by Soundara. 8:47 left in the second. Still 1-0 Ensworth. Oh, wow. Rutherford finally have a shot on goal in the game over on Rink A. Draws to Soundara's right. One by Centennial. Pass down low, intercepted by number 20 for Ensworth. He carries it to center, hands it off to number 68. That's not Logan Green. He's not in the lineup according to the live box score. Centennial bring the puck out of the Ensworth zone, number 40 with it. Oh, almost tripped and fell. Trying to stop at the left wing boards. He still has the puck, carries it out to the blue line or towards the blue line. Passes over to the far side, and Aiden Gardner, and then a one-timer from, I think, Nick Kloss, was blocked. Puck back in the Centennial zone. Henry Esser firing it past the net. Puck back in the Ensworth end. Number 20 trying to pass it ahead, put it off the skates of Henry Esser. That's who I was trying to think of. Big battle for the puck just above the half wall. Centennial come up with it, but it's taken away and brought out to center by Ensworth. Number 23 dumping it into the Centennial zone. Stopped behind the net by David Busby. Puck carried back into the Centennial zone. Number 20 getting knocked down. And it's cleared out by Centennial. This will be an icing. 6:56 left in the second. Still 1-0 Ensworth. Mentioned Jacob Rodriguez. Of course, his brother Daniel graduated following the end of the 2022-23 season, but this is Jacob's last year. Draw was to the left of Busby, won by Ensworth. Shot in the left wing. Stopped and covered up by Busby. I think it was from Beckett Adams, one of the new Ensworth players. He's a freshman. Shot in the right point. Stopped and held onto by Busby. That was Henry Cravens. Draw be to his left once again. Puck was cleared out. Ensworth trying to bring it back into the Centennial zone. Puck held in, put in front. Jack Stooner, backhander, I think it was blocked. I don't think it ever got to Busby. But Dooner with a great chance to make it 2-0 Ensworth and couldn't get the shot to go through. Dooner with it again. Out in front, and it was knocked away. Puck sent around the wall to the near side, held in. Henry Craven's shot blocked. Comes over to the left wing side. Beckett Adams' shot missed. Centennial making a line changes to get the puck back into the Ensworth zone. Beckett Adams, stretch pass up the far side. I think it's Jackson Malleus-Mayer with a shot in the left wing. Gloved and held on to by David Busby. 5:15 left in the second, still 1-0 Ensworth. Draw to the right of Busby. Centennial with it. Taken back at center by Ensworth. And taken back by Centennial. Here's Brendan Mitchell in the Ensworth zone. Drops it back, but unable to get his stick on it was John Caesar. Here goes Trex Hooper. Passing ahead to Jackson Malleus-Mayer, right wing side of the Centennial zone. Malleus-Mayer's shot missed the net. Actually, it was saved by Busby. Shot from Weston Herringer goes over the net from the left circle. Herringer hands it off to Malleus-Mayer. Shot from the right point. Stopped by Busby with a right leg pad. And Centennial are going to end up icing the puck. 4:17 left in the second. Still 1-0 Ensworth. Draw to the right of Busby. Centennial won it, but they turned it over. Number 68 with an on-angle shot stopped by Busby. Centennial with it, trying to bring it out to center. Here's Blake Butcher, left wing side of the Ensworth zone. His shot hit the left skate of Weston Herringer. Puck put out in front, and I think it's Sophia Soar with a shot that was blocked before it got to the net. And then Awen Douglas with a sweeping backhander that's gloved and held on to by Soundara at his left-hand post. Tralby to the left of Soundara. Draw one by Ensworth. They clear it out. Brought back in by Centennial. Sophia Soar had the puck poked away. Now number 23 with it, passing it over to number 9. Number 9, left wing side of the Centennial zone, pushed into the boards. Again, a lot of these players are wearing jerseys that aren't their number that's on the roster. Back the other way comes Centennial. Aiden Gardner gives it away right as he crossed the Ensworth blue line. Puck on the end boards of the Centennial zone. Alex Zamini at a center. Had the puck taken away. And a one-timer from the blue line was blocked. That was, I think, Tate Butcher trying to shoot. Tate Butcher was an 8th grader last year. He's a freshman this year. Growth spurt Tate Butcher brings it back into the Ensworth zone, and it poked off his stick. Heath Udy passing ahead to, I think it's Charlie Bonert wearing number 26. He wore it last year, gets up a shot, score! Top corner, left-hand side of the net. Came right in tight and lifted it. And Ensworth finally extend the lead to 2-0 with 2:29 to go. Should be Joseph Simonetti, I think, because he's listed as number 20. Really helped if I was holding my rosters, because some of these kids should be wearing the correct numbers. So it should be Joseph Simonetti with a goal. We'll see what they say on the live box score. Wait a minute. I think it was, hold on, I'm confusing myself. I think it was who's wearing number 26, not number 20. Shot from in tight, turned away by Busby. Shot ended up out, or puck ended up out of play. And we're going to have a penalty against Centennial, another one. Roughing the call, and it's against number 40, so I'm going to find out who's wearing that number soon. Wait a minute, do we have coincidentals? Yes, we did. We had coincidentals, so somebody's in the box for Ensworth. So it's still 5-on-5. Early season cobwebs, folks, got to shake them off. We all got to do it. In it for the long haul. Henry Cravens falls over at center with the puck. Brings it back into the Centennial zone after he got back on his feet. Puck is behind the net. Shot from Malleus Mayer at the right wing boards, turned away by Busby. Hit his right leg pad. Henry Cravens bringing the puck back into the Centennial zone. Shot in the slot, score! Henry Cravens! Just as we enter the final minute of the second, Henry Cravens fires the puck into the back of the net. And it is now 3-0 Ensworth with 59.7 seconds to go in the second. That is Owen Brott sitting in the box. For Centennial. Still not sure who's in the box for Ensworth. But that was an even strength goal. And Heath Udy offside as he crosses the Centennial blue line. They said it was Henry Cravens in the box for roughing, but it's not Henry Cravens. He just scored. Puck brought into the Ensworth zone by Nick Kloss on the left wing. Gets off a slow shot, turned away by Soundara. Owen Boyer with the puck now. Flips it to the end boards under 30 seconds left in the period. Puck out on the far side. And Owen Boyer's stick knocked him in the air, and he caught it as it came back down. Fun stuff. Here is Weston Herringer, shot in the left wing. Stopped and covered up by Busby. 16 seconds left in the second. 3-0 Ensworth. They still don't know who scored the second goal for Ensworth. Draw was to the right of Busby. Ensworth win it, but it goes out to center. Here's number 2, dumping it back into the Centennial zone. Cougars with it, and they're going to run out the clock on the second. 2 late goals for Ensworth. And the Ice Tigers now have a 3-0 lead over Centennial at the end of 2. Third period about to get underway. That was indeed Charlie Bonnard who scored the second Ensworth goal that made it 2-0. Ice Tigers up 3-0 on Centennial. Bingston, Soundara, and David Busby still in the goals for both teams. Ensworth are carrying the puck towards me. Centennial are carrying it away from me. The coincidentals are both up, both players out of the box. Puck out at center. Aiden Gardner dumps it back in the Ensworth zone. Cross corner dump into the left wing corner. And a shot from the right wing side, gloved and held onto by Soundara. 13-10 left in the game. Still 3-0 Ensworth. It's now 4-1 Summit Page over Rutherford. Getting towards the end of the second there. Of course, that game started sometime after this one did. Here comes Ensworth into the Centennial zone. Beckett Adams shot in the left wing, misses the net to the right of Busby. Puck in the right wing corner, Lucas Tarquin pushed off. Oh, shot score! Shot from the left point. And Beckett Adams may have taken a deflection off the stick of Lucas Tarquin and went to the back of the net. And it is now 4-0 Ensworth with 12:33 left in the game. Okay, so they do give it to Tarquin, so it was him with the tip. And Ensworth now have a 4-0 lead. And puck played with a high stick by Ensworth and playing a game of chicken, and it's canceled out because it was played by Clayton Hodgson. So play continues, shot in the left point, knocked away by Busby. Ensworth trying to put the puck out in front. It was Bonnard. Here's a one-timer from near the blue line, turned away by Busby. It was Cravens, I think. Puck still in the Centennial zone. Nick Kloss with it, right wing corner. Putting it behind the net, or passing it behind the net to, passing it across the back of the net to Brendan Mitchell, but Ensworth come up with it. Here's Jack Stooner on the right wing. Try to pass it down low, intercepted by Kloss. Passed over to Owen Brott. Drop behind the net. Here's Kloss, knocking it off the boards. Nick Kloss with a shot in the left wing, and the Ensworth zone misses the net. And now, oh boy, potential 3-on-1 for Ensworth. Oh, but Sophia Soar got back to break it up. They're trying to pass it off to Jax Dooner, who would have been streaking down the slot all alone, but Sophia Soar broke that up. Great job by her. Here's Jax Dooner. Dooner back into the Centennial zone left wing side, trying to get away from Asminia. Nice poke check by Busby, but Dooner got the puck back and got off the shot that Busby stops and hangs on to. 10:21 left in the game. Still 4-0 Ensworth. Hudson Halters with Summit's 4th goal, and the 1 goal for Rutherford scored by Cooper Fiesel. So again, 4-1 Summit over on Rink A. This game will probably be done before that one. Centennial won the draw, brought it to center, but brought back in by Ensworth. Weston Herringer pushed into the boards. Herringer carries it out to the blue line, passes down the right wing, and a shot attempt whiffed by, I think it's Henry Esser. Yes, it was him. Aiden Gardner with a puck now for Centennial. Carries it to center. Brings it back into the Ensworth zone, trying to go to the front of the net. A backhander stopped by Soundara. One of the best chances Centennial have gotten. They've got 8 shots up on the goal, up on the board for Centennial. I think they're missing a couple. I think they're being shorted a bit. As Ensworth iced the puck. 9:06 left in the game. Still 4-0 Ensworth. Live scoring being done on the Game Sheet app this year. That was used for the middle school league back in the spring. Brentwood Academy won the middle school league championship as a shot from the Centennial stick off the draw, gloved and held onto by Sandara. Brentwood Academy winning the middle school league championship. Father Ryan only lost 1 game in the regular season, but then got knocked out in the playoffs. They lost in the semifinals on a shootout. This was the week before Memorial Day. Lost in the semifinals in a shootout to a Davidson County supplemental team. Here's Trex Hooper with an interception, carried the puck to the front of the net, but got double teamed and knocked down. Shot in the right wall, stopped by Busby, and then he bounced off his glove, and then he had to dive out to cover to keep Jackson Malleus-Mayer from knocking it in. 8:34 left in the game, still 4-0 Ensworth. It's now 5-1 Summit. Madden Chandler with a goal for the Spartans, so 5 goals scored by a different scorer for the Spartans. Ensworth with a puck in their own zone. Taken away, Tate Butcher trying to backhand it out in front. Puck held into the blue line. Nick Kloss actually decided to spin around and carry it back to center to try and regroup. He's back in his own zone. Under pressure from Charlie Bonnert. One of the 4 goal scorers for Ensworth. Now the puck is back in the Centennial zone, and Ensworth getting control. Put in front. Bonnert looking for a second, and he couldn't get the shot away. The pass from the right half wall and Jax Dooner. Shot in the right half wall, went across the front of the net. That was from Emmett Zakos, one of the new players on the team. He's a freshman at Nolensville. As a shot comes in, and it's stopped and covered up by Busby, and Nick Kloss with a little hack at Joseph Simonetti. after the whistle, which drew an extra whistle, but no penalty. 7:20 left in the game. Still 4-0 Ensworth. Centennial had the puck, tried to carry it out of the zone. Ensworth took it away. And puck turned over inside the zone, number 68 for Ensworth, dumping it to the end wall. Henry Esther tried to bring it out, got off a shot, stopped and covered up by Busby. 6:47 to go. And this one still 4-0 Ensworth. Draw to Busby's right. One by Ensworth and a shot blocked. Oh, and unable to keep it alive at the blue line was Beckett Adams. Brendan Mitchell jumps in the puck. He's got it now on the right wing side of the Ensworth zone. Odd angle shot turned away by Soundara. Puck comes out in front and the Ice Tigers come up with it. And here's Trex Hooper with a shot that just grazes off the right leg pad of Busby. Goes past the net. We're going to have a penalty against Centennial. Another penalty against Centennial. Owen Boyer going off. I think they said for cross-checking. So Ensworth back to the power play, up 4-0 with 6:20 to go. I think it was cross-checking. I know it's Boyer in the box. I'll check the live box score. Draw to the right of Busby. One by Ensworth and a shot. Oh, takes a deflection and goes in the back of the net. It's off the stick of Joseph Simonetti. Or is it Cravens? No, it's Henry Cravens, excuse me. It's his second goal of the game. Cravens with a shot that deflected off a Centennial stick and went into the back of the net. So power play converted almost immediately by Ensworth, and they're up 5-0 with 6:12 to go. Roughing called against Boyer. Puck out at center. Ensworth dumping the puck into the Centennial zone. Owen brought with it. And clearing attempt intercepted and a soft turned away by Busby. And they didn't put that up on the board. If he's not there, it's in the net. Here's another chance and a shot. Oh, just missed to the right of Busby by Weston Herringer. Suddenly on a mini breakaway and couldn't put it in. Jack Stooner, right point, dumps the puck down low. Heath Hudi, near side. Dumping the puck down deep. And we're going to have a whistle. Too many men against Centennial. And the penalty is going to be served by the player wearing Rhett Gordon's old sweater. Or is that? Actually, I think that might be Dakota Davis's old sweater. It's got the C on it. Yeah, I think it's Dakota Davis' sweater. So Ensworth back to the power play up 5-0 with 4:39 to go in the game, and we'll check the box score and see who's serving. Okay, it's Carson Denning serving the penalty, one of the 3 FRA players that came over to this squad. It's now 6-1 Summit over on Rink A. Hunter Haley with his second goal of the game. Shot in the slot. Oh, nice save by Busby. He was a bit blinded by that. It was Tarquin who had the shot. Went off Busby's blocker. Back the other way, come Ensworth. And a shot from Cravens off a stick and into the netting above the glass. Cravens looking for a hat trick in this one. 87 seconds left in the penalty. 4:06 to go in the game. Still 5-0 Ensworth. Draw was to the right of Busby. Ensworth with it. Cravens trying to go to the slot, double teamed, and puck knocked off his stick by Brendan Mitchell. Alex Azaminia slaps it to the other end of the rink. On goal. So Bingston Soundara having to come up with a save on, then he almost turns it. He does turn the puck over in front. And Mitchell and Azaminia, or Tate Butcher, couldn't take advantage. Minute left in the power play for Ensworth. Puck brought back into the Centennial zone and back in it across the front of the net by Tarquin, but unable to get his stick on it was Jackson Malleus-Mayer. Back the other way comes Brendan Mitchell. Is shot in the left wing, stopped and held onto by Soundara. 38 seconds left of the power play, 3:17 to go in the game, still 5-0 Ensworth. Draws to the right of Soundara, won by Centennial, a backhander from Aiden Gardner. Missed the net. Ensworth bringing it out to center. 30 seconds left in the power play. Puck knocked away from number 68. Here's Owen Brought inside his own zone with it now. Backhanding it over to the far side, and Nick Kloss. Kloss carries it to center. Carries it to the front of the Ensworth net, and his shot stopped by Soundara. And the loose puck cleared out of the zone. Penalty time against Centennial is up. They're back at even strength. Puck on the near side of the Ensworth zone cleared out. Nick Kloss with it at center. Trying to pass it over to Carson Denning. And it's brought back into the Centennial zone, and a shot from Henry Cravens. Stopped by Busby. Oh, and then he stretches out the right leg to stop a rebound try from Heath Hudie. Puck now out on the far side. Back in the Ensworth zone. Puck carried back into the Centennial end, and getting knocked down was Joseph Simonetti. Here's Charlie Bonnert keeping the puck alive. Simonetti had to drop it back to Heath Hudie. Intercepted and cleared out by Centennial. Brendan Mitchell, right wing side of the Ensworth zone, pushed into the boards. Last minute of the game. Puck still in the Ensworth zone on the near side. Here's Charlie Bonnert. And now here come the Ice Tigers out to center. Puck taken back by Brendan Mitchell. Mitchell back in the Ensworth zone, under 30 seconds left in the game. Mitchell's shot turned away by Soundara. Rebound try stopped by Soundara. And then Alex Zaminia backhands it past the net. That was John Caesar on the first rebound try. Puck cleared out. Ensworth with it, left wing side of the Centennial zone. A shot, score! Jackson Malleus-Mayer fires it through the legs of David Busby into the back of the net, and it's 6-0 Ensworth with 9.9 seconds to go. And they ought to just drop the puck at center and let the clock run out, because what sense does it make for them to push? I'll just tell them to run out the rest of the time. Draw one by Ensworth. Puck dumped into the Centennial zone. Time's going to run out, and the Ensworth-Nolensville-Lipscomb Ice Tigers open their Predators Cup defense with a 6-0 win over Centennial-FRA. Okay, so Connor McKenzie is still the head coach, not Scott Gardner. Okay, so there was no coaching change that I wasn't aware of. So let me just get this score out in the rained out system. And then we'll talk about what happened here tonight. So the goals, 2 for Henry Cravens, 1 for Jackson Malleus-Mayer, 1 for Charlie Bonnert, 1 for Lucas Tarquin, 1 for Trex Hooper. So I'm just going to award Henry Cravens player of the game because, I mean, heck, it was. I mean, David Busby kept them in the game until late in the second. And if anything final, I would have awarded him player of the game. But since it ended up being 6-0, nah. So Henry Cravens is player of the game with 2 goals tonight. As Ensworth are 1-0 to start the season, and Centennial are 0-1. It's now 7-1 over on Rink A. Summit Page leading the Rutherford Rampage 7-1. Liam Garner with the most recent Summit goal. So still to come tonight, coming up at 7 p.m. here on Rink B. Father Ryan taking on JP2MLK. 8:30 start times here on Rink B. Independence BA USN Nashville Christian taking on Hendersonville Beach Lawson. And over on the Terry Crispring and Bellevue, Montgomery County Rangers taking on Brentwood. Wednesday night, 5:10 over on Rink A. Station Camp Liberty Creek getting their season underway, taking on Centennial-FRA. 6:40 also on Rink A, Brentwood against Ravenwood. 7:30 in Clarksville. Montgomery Bell taking on Montgomery County Rangers, so it's an all-Montgomery showdown on Wednesday night. And then at 8:30 here on Rink B at Centennial, the Outlaws taking on Franklin. And then Thursday night on the North Rink in Antioch, Station Camp Liberty Creek taking on Mount Juliet Wilson Central Green Hill, who will be the last team to get off the starting line at the start of this new GNASH season. So that is it for our coverage this evening. Again, the final score tonight, Ensworth-Nolensville-Lipscomb 6, Centennial-FRA nothing. Our next game is on Wednesday night. We'll do that Brentwood-Ravenwood game, 6:30 pregame, 6:40 face-off. I'm Michael Hackney. Thank you all so much for listening, and good night, everybody, from Centennial. Again, the final score, Ensworth-Nolensville-Lipscomb 6, Centennial nothing. Good night from Centennial Sportsplex.